Hey, what's up guys, TeamDemise Andy here, and sorry for the later-ish kind of upload today. I passed out last night and couldn't get the video done, so I had to do it this morning. But yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue our little Sunday history, fun little geography, whatever type video. I know I didn't do one last week because I was busy, and these do take time, and I do want to slowly get better and better at them as I go. But you know, in today's video we're going to be discussing the most horrifying bodies of water on Earth. I bet after we finish this list you might have a few places you want to swim at crossed off your list permanently. Without further ado, let's dive on into this list, or maybe we'll just look at it from far away.
Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Starting off our list, we have a rather calm body of water. It's highly deadly though due to the curious nature of human beings. This is Jacob's Well. Kids and professional divers alike can be found here. Around the mouth of the well, it's basically fine to be at. It's the curious people that die here. The ones who dive down into the chambers of this underwater cavern tend to get lost and run out of air. The death and tricky twists and turns in the fourth chamber are what catch people the most off guard. If you stay at the mouth of Jacob's Well, you should be fine, but I would leave the diving to the professionals in this immaculate cave. Basically, what happens to people is, like I said, there are 4 layers of this cave, like chambers, and they're all like twists and turns. And it's basically just like you get lost and you run out of air, you run out of oxygen in your tanks. So it's not a fun place to be at, and this is kind of light. I did want to start this list off light and then progressively move into it more, because I did find a lot of fucking bad places of water on the world, but I thought I would just start off light and move on into it. Anyway, let's go to number 9. Okay, so number 9, while this one is kind of the cheat of the list, this is still a terrifying body of water for the unprepared sailor. This is the world's southern ocean. It's the ocean around the Antarctic and isn't like the rest of the bodies of water on this list. The danger in this water comes from natural hazards, icebergs, and, you know, they can appear anywhere in this place at any time of the year. It also has the highest winds and waves anywhere in the ocean. So you better get a very experienced sailor if you want to brave this ocean. Now, I know bodies of water, you typically think of like lakes or rivers, but this ocean isn't like, you know, it's scary enough as it is, just due to the fact that, like, the severity of the winds and everything and the waves. But, like, when you think of these lists, you typically think of, like, oh, pollution or radiation. But no, this is actually almost as dangerous if you're, like I said, if you're not prepared. But anyway, let's move on to number 8. So coming in at number 8, we have possibly one of the most polluted rivers in the world. The I'm going to butcher this. The Haphazard goes through West Java, Indonesia, and the people around the river use this for bathing, drinking, and everyday life. That is insane to think about, but they don't really have the same options as we do here in America. They risk their lives every time they use this water, but it's all they have to use. Now, the cleanup process has begun and is underway it's been underway for a while now. I think, I can't remember exactly, I think it's 2013. But it'll still take a lot of time, money, and resources to finish up. That's why I did put it lower on the list, because this is getting cleaned up. It's just this river it is a beneficial, like, part of life for these people in West Java. But it's disgusting, and like I said, they risk their life every time they use it. It's crazy to think about. Anyway, let's move on to number 7. Alright, coming in at number 7, we have the Black Hole of Andros, and this is one of my favorite ones on the list. I spent the most time studying this one because it was so cool. But in the Andros Islands in the Bahamas, this black hole water spot is a marvelous piece of chemical erosion beauty. At about 18 meters, there is a 1-mile dark purple layer of toxic bacteria, though, containing high concentration of hydrogen sulfide. This toxic layer looks so dark it resembles the hole's floor, but is actually a boundary which separates oxygenated water from oxygen-free water below it. The oxygen-free water has similar properties to water found in the oceans 3.5 billion years ago. So this is basically a prehistoric time-traveling machine to the oceans of the past. That's why I love this one. Like, I legit spent the most amount of time studying it, and holy shit, it was cool to learn about. Anyway, it's still dangerous though. Still dangerous, but cool to learn about. Alright, here comes number 6, and due to some unforeseen circumstances, I couldn't put it higher on the list, but we'll talk about that in just a second. This was a small lake in the southern Ural Mountains known as Lake Karachay. It was basically a wasteland of radioactive material due to the unsafe testing facility around it. As of 2016, though, this lake has been covered in pavement, so I couldn't put it higher on the list. Like I said, its historical scariness though still stands. If you was just standing on the bank of this lake during its heyday for 1 hour, it would most likely kill you due to radiation poisoning. So not even coming in full contact with this water was a bad idea for a day at the lake. Not mentioning, like, you know, if you got in the water, you were pretty much dead regardless. Alright, so coming in at number 5, this is the Rio Tinto in Spain. Now, this river is like something out of a sci-fi movie with a trip to Mars involved. The river is a terrible location for fish or humans to vacation at. Its reddish-orange color comes from the chemical layout in the water. This river is mostly acidic and contains a lot of iron. Only certain forms of bacteria, algae, and heterotrophs can survive the harsh conditions of the water. Beautiful to look at, but something you should never touch. The acid comes from all the previous mining around the area and normal acid rock drainage. So, even though this water looks so cool, I don't think I would ever touch it. I would like one of these, like, maybe like a dyed version outside my house, but I wouldn't want this exact one because, yeah, bad idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. So coming in at number 4, we have the Tualatin River. Polluted with blue-green algae, this lake is located in Oregon and stretches about 80 miles. It is a good spot for beginner paddlers to learn the ropes, as the last 40 miles of it have little to no current. But if you swallow the water or your animal does, the best case scenario is diarrhea. If you're unlucky, it could lead to paralysis or even death. Those are some odds I wouldn't want to chance, considering there are so many other beautiful places to go kayaking in America. Breaking in the top 3 of our list, we have the boiling Lake Dominica. Now, 2 Englishmen named Dr. Watt and Dr. Nicholas discovered this beautiful tourist spot in 1870. It's about 3 to 4 hours of a hike from the village of Ladat and has a bubbling bluish-gray water scheme covered in a steam cloud for most of the year. Don't let the scenario fool you, though. This is the second largest boiling lake in the world, spanning nearly 200 feet across. The waters can reach up to 180 to 197 degrees Fahrenheit or 82 to 91.5 degrees Celsius, just around the edges. The center is so hot that no one has been able to record its temperature. It is most commonly believed that the lake is just an opening where gases escape up and out of the ground where molten lava lies underneath, boiling the water that has no way to drain out. I would love to see this, honestly, but I don't want to go anywhere near it. Just being 100% clear with you. For number 2, we have Lake Kivu. It is a freshwater lake, and it is only one of 3 known to undergo eruptions. Around this lake, geologists have found evidence of massive biological extinctions about every 1,000 years, presumably caused by outgassing events. Some experts believe that the trigger for this lake is volcanic eruptions. Methane and carbon dioxide make up the exploding potential for this lake, even though every exploding lake has a different gas composition. The methane is estimated to be about 65 cubic kilometers. If burnt over 1 year, it would give an average power of about 100 gigawatts for the whole period. There is also an estimated 256 cubic kilometers of carbon dioxide. The water temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius, and the pH level is about 8.6. The methane is reported to be produced by the microbial reduction of the volcanic CO2. Almost 2 million people who live here in the area would be put in danger if it erupts. Okay, guys. Math. Killing me. Anyway, if you didn't catch all that, you can just look this place up. It has the potential to kill millions. And it could go off at any moment without any sign or warning, basically. So, yeah, that's why it's number 2. So, yeah, don't doubt me. Let's get on to number 1. So for number 1 and 2, I went back and forth on, but I decided to go with number 1 being the brine pool, or as it's better known as, the jacuzzi of death. That sounds fun, right? Well, it's definitely not a good spot for diving, that's 100% for sure. Located 3,300 feet below the Gulf of Mexico, it kills almost everything that comes into contact with it. The brine contains salt and methane that mixes together to stop it from mixing with other waters. So in simple terms, you don't want to go near this water. It's basically a hellhole. There's been scientific evidence of crabs who have fell in being roasted alive and stuff, and there's only certain bacteria that can even live in this condition. So yeah, let's not go diving there. You would think it'd be self-explanatory with a name like the Jacuzzi of Death, but you know, who listens to warnings anyway? Alright guys, so that was my list of the top 10 most dangerous bodies of water in the world. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. What you thought was the scariest, because some of these I was just this one's a little bit more, or this one's a little bit more, and I wasn't exactly sure how I felt about it. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It means a lot and it helps the channel grow a lot. And like I said, I always love to hear what you guys say down below. So, catch you guys next time. Peace out.